Okay, hello everybody. Will Hammerl here with Kim Thomas. Welcome to the webinar. Just going to pretty much pass it over to Kim. Everybody knows Kim, I take it. She's going to go over quite a bit, well, some good stuff for us tonight, dealing with our media buying and everything else. And then I'm going to cover just a little bit on Ad Shuffle, and then we're going to open it up for question and answers. However, just one thing I wanted to mention before I pass it over to Kim. If you have a question and you want to ask us at any time, just type it into the question box. And if you don't have a microphone, type no mic in front of it, and then I'll just read it out loud, and then we can respond to it that way. Otherwise, I'll just unmute you. You can ask the question, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So with that, Kim, are you there?
I'm here, guys. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect, perfect.
It's all yours.
Okay, great, guys. So the first thing I wanted to start out with was if everybody can just type in the chat box. I want to know where everybody's at. Pretty much, if you're absolutely brand new to internet marketing or media buying, I want to know that. I also want to know if you have your own product or if you're promoting by CPA, because that alone will give me a hint of what to go over in regard to where you're starting from. So if everybody could just type away there. Okay, we have, let me see here, from Texas, we're currently in Thailand. Hello from New York City, Victoria, BC. Okay, Kim says brand new, no product. Doing CPA but not very successful. Newbie, no product. Okay, so we have 2 with no product, 1 trying to do CPA but not very successful. Okay, so pretty much, guys, just to give you another background on me. I know you've read my report on what you bought. When I first started out, I ended up getting into Carlos and Lupe Garcia's traffic tactics program. I pretty much paid $15,000 to get taught by them. I had no product. I dumped all my money into their program, so I only had a couple of grand left to go forward with it. So initially what I did was, after I attended the program, I dove right into it. I signed up with probably, I don't know, about 5 different CPA networks. At the beginning, I literally probably, I don't know, applied to about 20, got accepted to about 5 good ones. And while I was doing that, the reason for me doing that is because I dumped the rest of my money into getting my product developed, which was, it was Nitro Cut, and then switched it over to Nitro Trim, which was a hoodie, a green tea pill. But the point of the story is I had no money to start out with media buying because I dumped it into getting my product developed. So initially what I did was I applied to all the CPA networks. I got approved to 5. I sat down with the managers of the CPA network, and I pretty much told them, I'm a media buyer, and what I do is I'm going to run a lot of traffic to specific products. My niche, I was going directly for the diet industry, whether it be colon cleanse or a diet pill. And what I would do is go over, from what I was taught from the program, I would go over each of the products that I was going to promote, and I would go over their landing pages just to see the call of action, what their conversions were. And if I felt it was appropriate, I would actually hit the CPA manager up and ask him, saying, hey, what are the top dogs promoting? What are the conversions? What's working for them? And believe it or not, the CPA managers are there to help you. They want to make money, so they will help you. So one of the recommendations I would do is, when you're starting out with the CPA networks, to really, really pick your manager's brain, because they will help you. So from there, pretty much after the CPA networks, promoting the product, I was doing really well with that. I actually went out to Alexa. Actually, I should pull it over here. Can I have the screen, Will, or do I already have it?
Yeah, hang on. I'll send it over. There you go.
Perfect. Great, thanks. Okay, so can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to say let's promote diet tonight. I love diet products. They're great. So what I would do is I would head over to Alexa. Alexa is a great resource. Let me see here. I'm just going to go. So obviously one of the top words you want to go for, weight loss. Well, I'll just type in weight loss and see what comes up. Oops. I can type properly. And then I would go into advanced search. And pretty much I'm going to target the U.S. You can target other countries, obviously, but now traffic rank, let me go here, hold on a sec, 10,000 to 1 million. Okay. So what I would do is I would literally compile all of the websites. I would literally go through here and I would go through, you know, I would gather at least 100 of them. It's a lot of work. It's very time consuming, but it's well worth it at the end of the day. Like I said, I started out with absolutely, you know, just a couple of $100 to start my media buying on. So the reason for doing this is I was literally going after the low-hanging fruit. There are a ton of people that run very successful websites on the internet that don't have a clue about ad networks, media buying, advertising. They have no idea what that is. So when they get an individual that approaches them and says, listen, you know, I'll give you X amount of dollars for the month if you put my banner up. And they're like, whoa, yeah, definitely. You know, you can actually arrange anywhere from, you know, 5 to 10 websites in any given month. You rotate them, you do all the ad tracking, of course, which we'll get into a little bit later. And you're going to be filtering out the ones that you're going to be successful with, the ones that are converting, and the ones that aren't. But the point of it is you have to start gathering the data with whatever niche you plan on going into, and you go after the low-hanging fruit. So let's see here. I've advertised on WebMD. Like you're going to get a lot of these websites that belong to the ad network that are on Alexa, and you'll know right away by the size of them. Let me see here if I can just go on this.
Hey Kim,
Yeah.
did your advanced search take or did it reset?
I'm not too sure if it did or not. It's no big deal if it didn't or not anyway. So for example, say for example you're looking at WebMD. You want to be able to contact the individuals on here. So you're going to obviously scroll down. Let me see here. You do the contact us. It's either going to tell you if they are with the ad networks or if they're in an individual that owns the site or not. The majority of them have the advertise us. Okay, so it's just pretty much, you know, you just got to fill it out, get somebody to contact you back, and you're good to go. But yeah, anyway, that's what you're doing in regard to that. One of the Excel forms that I did give everybody, this is where you're going to be compiling all of your information in. What I would do is I would go through the individual sites, I would look them over. I want to see if there's any advertising going on the website at all. Let's just take a look at what they've got going on their site right now. Obviously, you want to know who's advertising, who's not. Okay, so you have a lot of text ads over here. Let's go into
Just while you're looking on there, the one thing I noticed on those text ads, that's actually Google's content network.
yeah.
So you can actually get on WebMD through Google and get your text ads shown on the front page right there if you do a placement target on the content network, which is very good to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Myself, I didn't really do a lot of text advertising. I just stuck to the banners because they worked so well. But I know a lot of people just kill it with the text and Google content. But yeah, okay, I'm not seeing a lot of ads on here. But the point of the story is what I would do is I would literally look at the website, I would compile all the information, put it in the data, I would check to see the landers to see exactly what ads are being shown currently. I would go for the websites that had high traffic, were owned by individuals or a few individuals that really didn't have a whole lot of advertising going on. That just gives you the opportunity to be able to negotiate a half-decent advertising space with them. Like I had an email the other day where somebody said, you know, is $13 CPM an okay rate? And I was like, just, oh my God, no, don't do that. That is just outrageously expensive. When I was running with the ad networks, I was paying maximum $5 CPM, and that was still extremely high. When you find an individual website with a half-decent amount of traffic that's individually owned, you can run your ads at like 50 cents, 10 cents sometimes, you know, sometimes $1. But depending on the traffic and your demographics, depending on how well it's converting, you can really find a lot of diamonds in the rough by doing it this way. So essentially, this is where I started out, was compiling the low-hanging fruit. Once I started converting my offer, my traffic with the CPA networks, and when I started saving my money, that's when I started to approach the ad networks. And I probably went through quite a few before I actually got accepted. Now, another thing I wanted to go over was there was a lot of people sending me support questions about Duns & Bradstreet. A lot of people were like, why do I have to sign up with them? I don't want to sign up with them. You don't have to. I did it to make my resume look better to the CPA networks and the ad networks. It just looks better on paper. It makes you look like you know what you're doing, what you're talking about. In regard to the references, I compiled 3 to 4 references that I did not work with. There were people in my industry that vouched for me, and half the time these ad networks say they're going to check your background when they never do. Will, I'm sure you've had the same incident, correct?
Yeah, I was just telling Kim earlier that I had put down my father-in-law as a reference, and they didn't check it. And I didn't do any business with my father-in-law, but
Exactly.
they just want something down, and sometimes it's a matter of somebody just going through their checklist. Okay, I need this, this, and this. You send it to them, it's done. Like, some of them will check it, but I've found they don't, like, most of them don't even care. They just want something on paper.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of you filling out the form correctly, and they're like, okay, the guy knows what he's doing, so you're good to go. Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is understanding the metrics that were in the report. That's really a biggie, because if you can learn the lingo and talk their language, they're going to know that you're on the same page and that you can negotiate the deal. That was one of my biggest, I sat down and I really learned it. And when I got on the phone, the first couple of conversations that I had with the ad network, yeah, sure, I did stumble. That's a given. Everybody does. But after that, it just flows off your tongue, and you're just doing deal after deal after deal. And when it comes to, successfully converting your ad, yeah, you do have to have some kind of tracking system in place. Now, my tracking system at the time when I had my product developed, I was using Zito, and Zito costs $2,000 a month to run. That's why Will is going to be going over Ad Shuffle with you guys later on, because it's the one that we do recommend. It's less inexpensive to start out with, and Will runs it on a regular basis, so he'll explain that to you shortly as well. So let me see here. So guys, I want to know, I want to get into the meat of things, and just, what questions do you guys have in regard to starting out with this? Is there any questions in the box, Will, at all?
Just checking now. Yeah, if you guys have a question, type it in there, and then we'll hit you up with it.
Okay, I have one here. New to CPA, media buys, but ready to go and well-funded. Michigan Newbie CPA, 2 networks. Okay, and Never Blue.
So I had just a little thing as a side. Kim went through going to Alexa and going through like finding 100 sites, and we're trying to start off by doing a small direct buy. So one other thing you guys can do if you want, if you don't want to take all this effort to go through these sites, go to odesk.com and outsource it. You can pay somebody literally like $10 to go through for them. $10 is a full day's work. That would take them like 8 hours. Do up a checklist of step-by-step exactly what you want them to do. Say step 1, go to Alexa. Step 2, type in weight loss. Step 3, set the advanced search settings to this. Step 4, I want an Excel spreadsheet of the URL of the site, the contact email for the site, and if they have banners on it, you could even get them doing your banner research if you want. But you can outsource that to people on Odesk for dirt cheap, and it'll save you time and allow you to launch a lot more campaigns as well. Because even when you contact people from on these sites, the majority of them are not going to get back to you. It's just, I don't know why. And I don't know if you found that too, Kim, but a lot of...
It's a numbers game.
Yeah, like it really is. The more attempts you make, the better your odds of actually landing a couple of good placements.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you can't just do like 5 of these and then nobody responds and then quit. You're never going to succeed if you just make like 5 emails out to a site or 5 different sites. It doesn't work that way. You got to do like 100, and you got to just keep trying to contact these people. And I don't know why they don't respond to you, because you're trying to pay them money to advertise. But
yeah, exactly. Okay, we have quite a few questions.
Yeah, here we go.
Let me see here.
So why don't, okay, here, I'll read this one to you, okay? From Steve.
Okay.
Oh, well, we can both answer here. So Steve has no microphone, but he's asking, how are you doing CPA on Google networks when they don't like 1 or 2 page sites?
Okay. It depends on what niche you're going into. Majority of them, according to the FTC, that has really changed. When I was in the diet industry, a couple of years after that, they really, really hit hard on us, only because they were 1 or 2 landers. Now it's got to be, it's got to have full disclaimers. It's normally more than 2 pages. I don't know what niche he's referring to. I wouldn't actually go after 2-page sites, to be honest with you. What's your insight on that?
I think he's just referring to like how Google is really cracking, well, they have cracked down on affiliate marketers for a long time.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
with their content network and their image ads, it's not quite the same rules as their search network. So you can, it's pretty much the product that you're advertising is going to determine whether they like you or not on Google, which is, it's their sandbox, so we have to follow their rules. But if you're promoting something, if you're doing like an offer on a rebill that they don't like, they're not going to run it for you, and they might even ban your account. So you got to be really careful with the actual offers that you try to even get on their network, because they're very, very particular.
Okay, so when they don't, so he's saying, what's the options to that? I guess is that his.
Well, the options are don't go with Google. Go with what we're showing you here, because doing it this way with direct buys on sites, you now have the rules are pretty much that Google puts on you are out the window. They don't matter. So you can promote stuff directly that Google doesn't like on direct buys a lot easier. So that's why a lot of people like it, because you don't have Google telling you what you can and can't do. So you could literally put up an ad, like say on WebMD, you could have that 728 by 90 Ancestry.com banner. You could send that to a squeeze page and build a list. And you could have a domain with that one squeeze page on it, and it's fine on a direct buy because you're not dealing with Google's rules.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the beauty of it.
I never played with Google.
Yeah,
I did only direct buys.
Yeah, the direct stuff is awesome. The rules are, it's so much easier, and you won't be as frustrated either, because they'll change the rules and they won't tell you, and they'll just pay you. So, but direct buys, no, you can do anything you want.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have one. So what kind of budget do you require to do media buying? Again, one, it really depends on who you're going to be hitting up for the direct buy. Like I said, when I first started out, I only had a couple of $100. That's why I went after the low-hanging fruit. When it comes to individually owned websites, and they have some, half decent traffic that you can play around with, you can actually negotiate. You can tell them, listen, I want to try out a banner. You can one banner, whatever, obviously above the fold, for a week. See if it converts. If it does, let's do this for a month. You can negotiate $100, $200 for the month, depending on what the rotation is. But when you're first starting out, it's all about you looking like the expert, you negotiating the deal with somebody that has no idea. The only thing that they're looking at is, hey, I'm going to make some money from this. Why not try them out? So again, you don't need $1,000 or $500 to start out. So people that think that, I'm sorry, but you're totally wrong, because I've done it myself. So again, go back to the low-hanging fruit, hit Alexa. If you don't want to do the work yourself, get it outsourced like Will had mentioned. That's the best way to start.
And even remember we were talking earlier about doing the big buys on the big sites, and people think, well, oh my God, I need $30,000 a month to do that, because they want, like, I can't afford that. Well, really you can, because you have a 24-hour out clause. So you could you could literally sign the whole contract up with a 24-hour out clause for 30 grand on credit, of course, and only pay like $1,000 because you ran it for 24 hours, and then you said, you know what, it's not working, I'm out of here. Then they have to respect that, and the contract's now void. It's done. So that's that, to get on the big sites, which we don't recommend right away, you can still do that too with a smallish budget.
That's right, yeah. If you've never done direct buys with the ad networks, I really recommend you do not jump in right away. You can lose a lot of money very quickly. You're better off to start off with low-hanging fruit. Do at least 5 websites for the first month, and then when you start feeling comfortable doing the actual negotiating, then absolutely jump onto the ad networks, because you can get some serious traffic. Carlos and Lupe, like they were doing in revenue about $1 million a month to their product, but that's what they were bringing in. They were doing billions of ad impressions per month, but they had been doing it for years, so it was nothing to them. Okay, so what budget do you require? When asked what is my CPA goal, how am I responding to that question? Now, who's that asked by? Is that Jasper?
Yeah, do you want me to see if he's available?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jasper, are you there? No.
Okay.
No microphone.
Jasper, in response to that, when I went to, one of the reasons why I put that in the report was when I started doing direct buys with the ad networks, not the small websites, but the actual ad networks, you get assigned a media manager, and they're the guys that actually take care of you. And what Carlos always taught me was, when you're talking to them, right at the get-go, you tell them what your CPA goal is. So for example, say Will comes out with a diet pill, and it pays out $30 for the CPA commission. What I'm going to tell my manager is I only want to spend $15, so I know for a fact I'm going to pocket $15. So he's going to make sure that it's going to, well, he's not going to make sure, but he's going to help me try, obviously. He's going to make sure that I'm at least converting. It's going to take $15 of my ad spend to convert, so I'm making $15. Does that make sense, guys? Mm-hmm. It can get confusing. But yeah, so if your goal, depending on what the payout for the commission is, if it's only $25, you want to tell your manager, okay, I'm only willing to spend $10 so I can pocket 15. You don't obviously want to go above that. To do a few tests, you may have to, go a little higher where you're going to be spending $15 to $20 and you're only making $5 or $10 commission. But what this does, it allows you to test and tweak and see what channels are converting and what's not. And once you understand what channels are converting, that's when you can really scale and just go crazy with the traffic, and that's when the real money comes in. Mm-hmm. So, Jasper, I hope that answers your question. If not, let me know. Dean, how much is required? Is $1,000 enough to get media buying going properly? Dean, you do not need $1,000. Outsourcing banners, where to get bulk cheaply for a beginner. Again, back in the day when I, like 207, 208, I was hitting Elance. But there's so many, there's Odesk, there's freelance sites, there's Elance, there's a ton of them out there. You can even go to the Warrior Forum and get it outsourced. But yeah, if you want to get it cheap, get them outsourced on one of those freelancer sites and you won't have a problem. There's tons of people dying for work. If you're good at graphics too, get GIMP. If it's a free program, you can learn how to do them yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Is MSN a better way to go along with the private promos we are doing here? I'll let you take that one. I never did any media buying with Google or any of those guys.
Yeah, MSN's content network is getting more and more popular now, and it's from the guys that are getting kicked off of Google's content network. So yes, it is very lucrative to be using because it's not in the mainstream for affiliates yet. There's a lot of guys using it, but you don't see like WSOs on it yet or ClickBank guides or anything on it. So get in there before everybody else does and you'll be very happy. And it's the same basic idea. Instead of doing a direct buy though, you're going with the network is MSN. So it's MSN's content network. So they have millions and millions of sites and you can get your banners placed on all of them if you wanted really. And you're just using the MSN Ad Center platform. So it's very easy to use and it is very lucrative right now. And not very many affiliates that I've talked to are actually using it. So I would definitely jump in with it.
Okay. Perfect. So now Carl is asking, you start an Alexa. Let me see here. So Alexa, what's the range number you started in Alexa? Carl, personally for me, I would try to start at least 10,000 to 1 million. And I would go through all of the individual websites. I would comb through all of them. And you can tell which are large and which are individually owned. You can tell by the setup of the site. You can tell by how many ad banners are running. You can tell just by the contact form. So yeah, I would suggest to start between 10,000 to 1 million. What's your recommendation, Will? What do you go by?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
For the direct stuff, definitely.
Okay.
Like you said, you want to get the low-hanging fruit, and that's it.
Okay, so I want to know what's working today, not in the past. What are you guys doing now? This is by Gerald. Gerald, what I did in 2007 works today, and it'll work in 2014 and 2016. There's no difference. It's like going out and renting space at a restaurant or a building that's closed. You know, the rates may change a little bit, but the game does not change in media buying. Essentially, it comes down to buying space that is going to be suitable for your product to be able to promote it to the right audience. So, you know, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. What do you think about that, Will? Do you think it's changing?
No.
Or do you think it has changed to some extent?
No, I think what he's saying is, and I get this all the time, people think that online things get outdated, which is complete crap. It's just an excuse for people not to do things. I get a lot on my site because I have a site that's 5 years old, so there's posts there from 2007, and people read that date and automatically think, oh, well, that can't work now. But the thing is, every direct response marketer and every online direct response marketer is pretty much taking methods and techniques that are over 50 to 75 years old from the offline world and just applying them to online. So the methods always stay the same. The only thing that will change is the traffic sources and the rules and the prices. That's it. But it's very basic with media buying. You're putting a banner on a website. That's it.
Right.
Like how can that get outdated? It can't.
I know.
It just can't. So if he's asking for like what campaigns am I running right now, I'm not about to give him the keys to my house and my credit card and my bank account. No way. Yeah. Not for, you know, a $7 WSO, and not even for a $7,000. I wouldn't do that.
I know, exactly.
But
exactly.
if people are looking for what to do, I can show them in a second here a good source for brainstorming, but you just want to find a hungry crowd and feed them. That's all you want to do. And weight loss is always there. It's never going to go away. Yeah, people there are always going to be fat people that want to lose weight. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Did you want me to put the screen back to you? Did you want to show them something?
Yeah, let me show them this just real quick. A lot of people already know about this, but yeah, let's show my screen. Can you guys see that?
Yep. Okay,
let me maximize that. There we go. So this is what, if you're looking for what's working now, there's spy tools out there, like this one, whatrunswhere.com, and there's also adbeat.com from Mike Colella, which he's a good guy too. I like what runs where a little bit more, only because they cover so many different networks and so many different countries. So if I were looking at I want to do weight loss, search, and it'll actually bring up all the 300 by 250 square ads that are being shown for the weight loss niche right now. It'll show it in a second here. It's just taking a while because there's so many ads out there. But, oh, it went W. That's why. Hang on. Weight loss. Try that again. It just did a search for W only. Okay. But if you're trying to find out what works exactly, then you need a spy tool to do it because it'll give you a lot of good ideas. And you can see, like, this Jillian Michaels thing is pretty popular. But it's going out there and searching ad networks every day and seeing which ads are showing. And then it's...
See, now, just to cut you off, Will, just for a sec, guys, if you see all these Jillian ads, the first thing that... Can you go back up there for a sec, Will?
Yeah.
To the Jillian ads? One of the major things why my ad campaigns were so successful, if you notice on all of her ads, you've got what is your weight loss goal? And it's each bar you've got 5 to 25, 25 to 50. I've got I don't know how many banner ads identical to exactly this, and it worked like a charm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that just goes to show you, I was running those ads in 207, and they've still got the same one. When you pass it back to me later on, I'll bring up one of mine, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. But that just goes to show you right there, it's been 5 years, and they're still using the same technique, so it's working.
And the thing with this, too, so I know just from that one result, I know this Jillian Michaels thing is popular. So if I go to her site, I'll go to jillianmichaels.com. I'll just type it in here. What's already there? I'm going to go to her site and see if she has an affiliate program. So typically it's at the bottom. Advertising, disclaimer, contact us, more information.
You can even just
or you can
affiliate program.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure she does because I think I saw it before.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now you know her program's working. You can go to see if she has an affiliate program, which I know she does. I think it's on a commission junction too. I just can't seem to find it. But yeah, you can Google it, and then now you just have another idea for another product that you can run as an affiliate outside of all the CPA networks and everything else. So, if you're looking for, what's working now, get a spy tool and find out. Like that's what these spy tools do. They can go by advertiser, by publisher, by keyword. You can do it by network. It's really cool. Like you can search AdBright and see which 300 by 250 banners have been shown on AdBright the most. Because I get a lot of people asking me what works on AdBright. Well, go here and find out. It'll tell you. Like right away. And then all you need to do is figure how to set up a campaign on AdBright, make your own banners, don't copy anybody else's, and you're off to the races. Like it's easy with these spy tools. There's more to it than that, but the brainstorming is there, and you actually have to take action and do it, but it'll give you a good idea anyway. So I'm going to stop showing that for a sec.
Yeah. Another way, like if you don't have enough money for a spy tool, it's not necessary. Again, I would just go into Alexa. I would go after the heavy hitter websites, and I would just constantly go in there and see who was advertising, what was advertising, and you'll start to see a pattern of what's working and what's not when you start to pay attention to them. Okay, so everybody wants to know if the webinar is going to be recorded. Yes, it will be. Will is recording it for us.
Yeah, it's being recorded right now.
So I missed the first part of it. Can a newbie use the MSN Content Network for a couple of $100?
Yes. Definitely. You could do it for $10 a day if you wanted.
Okay, and that's pretty much it for the questions. So how about we put people on live to see what where they're actually at and where where they're needing help, since we only have it's 8:30, I guess.
Sure. Well, let me just cover this last part first, and then we'll go to that.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again.
Yeah, go for it.
So the question that I get a lot too on Media Buys Coach is, what's this ad shuffle thing, and what do I need it for, and how does it work? And I can't really log into my account because I have a bunch of live campaigns going, but I can tell you ad shuffle is it's a server. It's an ad server, and if you think of things like Prosper 202, which a lot of pay-per-click marketers use to track their keywords, ad shuffle is a server that's used to track the ads and see which ones are working and which ones aren't. And then it has the ability to optimize your campaign for you based on the CPA. So we were talking about the CPA goal before. You can punch in that you want a $10 CPA. Ad shuffle will pause ads that are costing over $10 without converting, and it will give more of the impressions to the ads that are costing under $10 and converting. So it's automatically optimizing your campaign for you, which is very powerful. With when to use it, whenever the site allows you to place their code is when you should use it, basically, because it really saves a lot of time. It'll rotate ads for you, it'll find the best ad, and then it will show the best ads for you all automatically once it's set up. So as far as getting something like this set up, it's the first time through is kind of complicated, but I have videos on my site showing how to do it, and there's support as well for people that get stuck. But using an ad server like Ad Shuffle will really, really save you a ton of time, and it will make you a lot more money than you could on your own. So if you're starting out and you don't want to go into an ad server, you don't have to. But once you get big campaigns going, and once you have 2 or 3 or 5 different variations of every size of banner, you don't want to be manually logging in every day to figure out which ones work best, and you don't want to have to be checking on it all day long. That's where a service like Ad Shuffle with the ad server will do it all for you, kind of like the one you use, Kim. The same idea.
Yeah, Zito.
Yeah.
Yep.
They serve the ads for you, and they optimize the ads as well. I'm pretty sure Zito does as well, because I think it's even more powerful than this one.
It is. Zito would actually pixel optimize every single ad. I could have 5 to 10 different ads just with the title. I'd have 10 different titles just to track and test which headline was working, but each one would have their own unique pixel on it, and that would allow me to see which one was converting and which one was not, so I could throw them out.
Yeah. Same with this. It'll optimize based on, you place the pixel on the offer thank you page, which you can do through any CPA network, and if you can't, then your affiliate manager can do it for you. You just send them, you email it to them, and they'll be able to do it for you. But yeah,
the pixel is just the code, guys.
Yeah, it's just code. It's just it's typically JavaScript, or it could be an iframe, or it's some funky looking code if you've never seen it before. It's just a couple lines. But that's it. I mean, Ad Shuffle is something that it's a tool, and as long as you use the tool correctly, it's going to do nothing but help you out. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to run a lot of campaigns and a lot of large campaigns that you wouldn't be able to do manually.
Okay. So just a few more questions. Let me see here. We've got Ace or Clark. I'm not too sure which one is asking the question, but is Facebook a good place to start? What about Traffic Vance or Pulse 360? Personally, I've never used Traffic Advance. I've used Pulse 360, and they were awful for me, so I would not recommend them for my life. I don't know if you've had success with them, Will, but I know I didn't like them. But again, I was only doing the large ad networks, so I didn't go with the smaller companies out there.
I think Pulse 360 got really popular for the flogs that are out there, the ones that the FTC is fining everybody now. That's what they got really popular for, doing biz ops and weight loss stuff. So people would put an ad up on Pulse 360, sending them to a fake blog, which had all fake testimonials and basically was complete crap. And people would click through and buy the program, which was either a weight loss thing or a business opportunity, which was complete crap. And the FTC's cracked down on that now. So if you want to get on Pulse 360, I would do a little bit of spying on them, see what's working. And you can do that through the spy tools that are out there. Traffic Advance is the top CPV network out there right now. They work very well, but I think they require a $2,000 minimum deposit now just to even open an account with them. And
yeah, they are high, and normally they want a referral too, don't they?
Yep. Yeah. But which is good for you once you get in there, because it weeds out so many people that will never pay that amount. So you're not competing. The competition is actually less. It's more intense, but it's less volume-wise. And Facebook is, I think it's a good place to start, personally.
Okay. There's another guy asking about, have you ever used buy-sell ads? Personally, again, I have not. So, Will, I don't know if you have or not.
Yeah, I've used them. I've used them. There's a couple of make money online blogs that use buy-sell ads. Like, I think Zach Johnson's blog is now listed on there. And they do work. And you can find actually anywhere from $10 a month to like $1,000 a month cost-wise. So you can find some pretty cheap deals in there. I'd use them to get going, sure.
Well, I was just going to say then, obviously, they would be a good place to start as well.
Okay.
Definitely. Alrighty, I don't think there's any other questions in the, oh, here we go. Testimonials, how do I make sure I don't get in trouble later, especially if the testimonials are true? Clark, I really don't know what you mean by that. Oh, hold on. How do you know if you're FTC compliant? If I have a product and testimonials, how do I make sure I don't get in trouble later, especially if your testimonials are true, you're fine.
Yeah.
You know, if they're going to go after you, they're going to go all over you. So, you know, if they are absolutely true, you have nothing to worry about. When I did my nitro trim, I only actually, I actually had my mother-in-law and a few other girls try out my weight loss, and I would record everything. And that's where my testimonials came from. Doesn't mean they lost a lot of weight, but it still was a true testimonial. So yeah, if they're true, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I came in late. Is this direct linking to sales page or opt-in? This is sending a prospect to a landing page where you're going to be getting a commission. It's not for opt-in. You can have it set up like that if you choose, you know, to get to build your list if that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, you can go either way.
Yeah, absolutely, depending on what your goal is at the end of the day. But yeah, can you just pass me over the screen? I just want to show them a few other things, Will.
Sure. There you go.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Is that your daughter?
Yeah.
That's cute.
Okay, let me see here. So yeah, if you take a look at some of my banners, this was the main thing. Like, one of the things when you're starting out and you're going, like, if you have your own product, you need to, one of the biggest things is your call to action and your headline, obviously. So you really have to emphasize on what's working and what's not. when you're out there searching on different websites, I suggest that you really pay attention to the banners that are out there. And once you start looking, you're going to see the repetition. You're going to see a lot of the same formats, such as find your weight. You've got the box with the scale and everything, and your height, your age, whatever the case may be. But you're going to find a lot of repetition in the same type of ads that you're looking for. And obviously, because you're looking at so many that are the same, that to you, that's working. So that's what you want to pay attention to. I ended up going to, like I said, Elance, and I ended up getting, probably about 100 different ads done up in every single different size that you can imagine. But these are all my old banners for NitroCut. Let me see here. But yeah, for some reason, the more skin you show in diet, the more it converts.
No doubt.
Yeah, I don't know if that worked for you or not, but it did for us. Okay, and I just wanted to go over, just let me see here. I will see.
So Kim, when you did yours, there's a couple questions coming in on the opt-in. And I just saw there you had the newsletter.
Yeah.
NitroCut. So were you doing both, direct sales and trying to get them on the list, or was that after?
Actually, yeah, when I had my own product, I went the whole way. What I would do is I would initially, they would come onto my website, and I wasn't selling them right away. Well, at the beginning I was, until I learned more from Carlos, but what I would do is I would send them to my website. They would fill in their diet profile. And after that was completed, they would click on submit. Once they clicked on submit, it would spit them out a information about what they could do to solve their weight loss issue. And then after that was compiled, obviously all their information was stored in my database, so I could contact them at a later date as well. But then it would go straight to the sales page, offering them, so many deals, that type of thing. But oh yeah, absolutely. I was at the same time I was selling as well as gathering my list.
Perfect. And what you did is if people look at email submits now, it's basically a registration path that you took, like kind of a pseudo merchant model, even though you were the merchant. So instead of going for cold traffic to a sale, you kind of ease them into it, and it's the same theory behind an email submit. The first page on an email submit is enter your email, and then then the next page now might go to what age group are you in, and then it'll give 4 options, and then the next page will say how often do you log into Facebook, and it's complete. Like, they don't care how often you log into Facebook, they just want to get you clicking. And then the last page says, okay, thank you, here's 5 different offers you have to complete to get that free iPad or whatever it is. But now that will convert a lot better than just saying, boom, here's 5 offers you have to complete to get your free iPad. So it's kind of easing them into it, which is what it's more advanced than just sending cold traffic right to a landing page, which that's what a lot of direct linking people do. So
they do. And once you've that's a great point, Will, because if you've got your own product, it allows you so much more lenience, because you can warm them up into a warm sale opposed to the direct linking where it's a cold sale. So obviously your conversions are going to go up drastically. Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt about it. But you got to start somewhere if you don't have a product.
Well, true.
And you can. So that's the main point.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask everybody, does anybody have any questions about the email templates for the initial contact? When you're actually going to be contacting everybody, contacting potential publishers, are you guys understanding the email templates that came with this? Just answer in the box if you do or not.
Oh, there was another question that came in there too.
Oh, okay.
It's from Kim. She's asking, so if you're trying to build a list, you send them to your own landing page and then send them the CPA offers or your own product later. Or option number 2 is that banner will go direct to the site and you earn commission. So yeah,
When
that's the two options pretty much.
Yeah, Kim, when I first started out, when I was actually doing it with the CPA networks, I sent them directly to the sales page. I didn't even worry about trying to capture emails or information. I sent them directly to the offer. If I got a sale, I got a sale. I never started capturing actual data about my prospects until I had my own product.
Mm-hmm. Now, just to jump in there, you can gather data about your prospects and still use CPA offers, and that's where you would do something like Kim did. For a weight loss offer, you would create a website, and you would have, like, she had probably a questionnaire on there that they filled out first, right? So they go from banner to questionnaire. The questionnaire would kind of calculate some kind of diet plan or suggestions for them. But then the thank you page, if you don't have your own product, would be maybe 3 different weight loss offers or sort of diet pills or something like that you can get from a CPA network. Mm-hmm. So that model there, that's the pseudo merchant model, and it's a little bit advanced, but you can do it without your own product.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
And it works awesome. It works really well.
Trying to see if I can find my actual opt-in page, but I can't. So, yeah, I had exit surveys. I had the whole 9 yards. I had it set up to be, pretty proficient when it was up and running.
And Gerald was asking if you had an example of an email template that you could show.
They should have it. Yeah, I've got it up right here.
Okay.
Gerald, you should have that in the downloads. Or did you buy the OTO? If you didn't get the OTO, he doesn't have it. But here's one here. This is just an initial traffic by email template that I used. And what I would do is I would actually, when I was contacting the websites, subject was just interested in advertising. I would just put down, I would always send it as I'm a large company. It was just never me sitting on my couch doing this. I would just put, hi, we are interested in advertising on your site. We deal within the weight loss industry. Your site has been identified as a possible publisher. We are looking for the following media on a CPM basis. Please quote us on remnant traffic, meaning whatever you have left over. And then I would list the sizes that I wanted to go with, pop-ups, text links, solo email drops, ads and newsletters. And then with the following targeting, U.S. only, frequency cap, 24-hour out clause, third-party ad server. Let me know what inventory you have available. Send me the following. What ad placements you have available, pricing for each ad unit, how much inventory you have available on a monthly basis for each ad unit, exactly where the ads will run, thank you very much, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, you're not going to get a follow-up from everybody, but you do get follow-ups back. Just let me go through here. This one is what I would send to an actual ad network, not to a regular website. They'd look at that and say, what is that? For the small websites I'm talking about, the guys that don't have anything.
Yeah, you want to probably keep it a bit simpler for the little guys.
Yeah, yeah. The reason why I compose that email for the ad networks, that lingo right there, when they read that, they're like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. I want to deal with this person.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And they know that they can't, they can't get away with anything because they will try to up the rates if they know that you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so yeah. Let's see here. Was that the last question?
No, Candace had 2 more.
Okay.
Is there a list of all banner sizes that we're capable of getting made? I'm not sure what the standard sizes are.
Absolutely. IAB, what is that? Let me see. That is also in the report. So let me Google it for you. That is all up-to-date standards for banner sizes. IAB ad unit guidelines is the URL. So I'll just pop that in the code for you guys. There, I just put it in the chat box for everybody. Okay.
Yeah, and not every site has every single ad size either. Like I know on Google's content network, they have, I believe, 8 different sizes only. So everybody's going to be different. So do some like research before you get your banners made, because you don't want to be getting like an ad size made in every single size if you're not going to use them all, because then they can get kind of expensive.
Yeah,
and the other thing too, if you have somebody who's using like Photoshop or something to make the ads, make sure you get the PSD file, because then if you have Photoshop, you can actually go in and change all the colors slightly. So you get them to make up the main template, and then you go in and switch some colors and change some text, and then all of a sudden you have 5 variations and you only paid for 1. So if you guys can do that, get that. It usually costs a bit more to get the PSD file, it's called, but when you do, it's worth it.
What does it mean to be FTC? Is that the full question? My box is so small here.
Yeah, what does it mean to be FTC compliant, and how do I know that I'm being compliant?
Well, it depends on what product you're pushing, Clark. Is it Clark that's asking that?
Candace.
Oh, okay, Candace. Yeah, it depends on what you're pushing. For example, originally I was pushing NitroCut, which it had a Fedra in it. And at the time, it was FTC compliant. It was good to go. And then probably about 2 months into my pill being developed and pushed, it was dropped down to 4 states because I don't know if you guys ever heard about the famous baseball player. He ended up having a heart attack on it because it increased high blood pressure. So the best thing to do is, whatever you're going to obviously promote, check into it to see if it's, it's just common sense. Just check it out and make sure you do a thorough background on it. But as far as the CPA networks, the majority of the offers that are going on there now are normally FTC compliant. What are you guys making money with right now? What ads are working, networks, products?
Yeah, I have a lot of campaigns running right now, and I'm not going to list them. I'm sorry. As soon as I do, there'll be 100 copycats overnight. So that's something. I know you're dying to find out what we're doing now. I do so much stuff that it's crazy, but you have to test stuff. You have to take action. You have to jump in. If you want to do weight loss, do it. It's a huge market, and it's always going to be there. And just look at the stuff that's out there already, trying to find the affiliate programs for them, and then just advertise them. That's all. You have to take action to find out what works for you. So, yeah, nobody is going to give you their campaigns. Like, there's no way. It's not going to happen. Like, that's how we make a lot. The bulk of my money comes from my campaigns, and I'm not going to give them away on a webinar. So, unless you want to write me a check for $1 million, I'm not telling you. Sorry, Joe. and I don't mean to be smart. It's just I'm not. So I don't know how you feel, Kim, but
no, absolutely. We work hard, for a reason. Obviously, we take action. That's one of the things. Like Carlos and Lupe, when they were teaching me, they didn't show me what their campaigns were. They showed me examples of stuff that would work, but that was about it. I had to get out there and hustle and test and track things to find out what did work. I just went into the weight loss industry because I know it works. That's a given. Like Will was saying earlier, everybody, in some point in their life, gains weight and they have to lose it. That's just the way it goes. It's a great industry. It always will be. So yeah, that's unfortunately.
And if you want to take it a step further, like Kim did, she got her own product made, which made it even better for her, because now she's in a market with her own product and she knows how to advertise it.
Exactly, and it's so easy to actually get your product made. When I first approached the chemists, I did a little bit of digging and I found a whole bunch of manufacturers, but I had everything manufactured out of Florida. I'm in Ontario, Canada, and my warehouse, the manufacturer, the chemist, all in one shop. All I'd have to do is log in, and I'd find out, how many how many bottles I had. It was just a great setup, and a lot of these manufacturers do that. They'll have everything at the push of a button for you. And to get my product manufactured, I was only paying $3.25, $3.50 a bottle, and I was reselling it at $59.99 a bottle.
Yeah,
And
crazy.
the minimum startup was, I think, 200-300 bottles just to start, so it wasn't that much.
Yeah, and if you guys Google that, you'll find a lot of good options there for that.
Yeah, there's a ton. Okay,
And it's
so
not just weight loss, so there's other things like if you think,
everything.
like go on Amazon and look at what the top products are in like automotive, and then do a little digging and see which one of those companies will drop ship for you. And you'll be amazed at how easy it is to become an authorized dealer of large products that will actually drop ship, and you could actually list them and do media buys for them. So if you want to take it a step further and have your own products, or if you want to drop ship products, you don't have to just do CPA offers with this. There's a lot of different ways to do it.
Okay, well, Candace is asking, okay, so how does FTC compliant rules relate to information products? I know they're getting pretty tough on, you can make $1 million in 10 days.
Yeah, if it sounds too good to be true, you're probably in trouble. Like if you have an information product and you're making ridiculous claims on income or anything like that, you're probably going to get an email or a call from the FTC at some point in the future. So it's basic common sense. That's all it is. If you see something that sounds too good to be true and your gut says there's no way, odds are the FTC is going to agree with you and say no. You can't do that. You can't say that. And if you have fake testimonials like all those fake blogs do that we're advertising on Pulse 360, then you're going to get in trouble. Because it's basically don't lie, be honest, and don't make false promises, because you're going to get caught and you're going to get fined, and you could even go to jail. So
exactly. Well, that's what was happening with those flogs you were talking about.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Okay, so Jasper, let me see here. He is saying, how would I know if a quoted CPM price is way too high versus a price that is more appropriate? Again, you're going to have to do due diligence and dig around. When $5 CPM with the large ad networks, they'd go as high as $25 if they can get it out of you. But you want to stick to a basis, and I would always try to go the lowest. That's why I would always go with remnant inventory, meaning that was the inventory that they had available that they could not get rid of. And for remnant, when you start out, you can get that anywhere from 10 to 50 cents per 1,000 eyeballs, meaning CPM. So, I wouldn't go any higher than $5 depending on the demographics and how many views you're going to be getting. I would not go anywhere above that at all. So I would suggest to start out anywhere $1 and below if you can negotiate it.
And that's the thing. Don't take what they offer you at first. You have to go back at them and go back at them low. Don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to walk away from it if you have to.
Yeah.
Because you may even find, and I've actually had this happen, where I will go back super low, and then they'll say, no, I can't do that. And then I'll say, okay, fine, I'm sorry, I'm just going to go somewhere else. I will get an email 14 days later from them, oh, you know what, now we can.
Yeah.
And so don't be afraid of that. It does happen. You have to just, if you're a good negotiator, you'll go very far with this. And
don't forget, guys, the manager has to sell that traffic. That's their job. So if they can't find anybody to sell it to, they're definitely going to get back to you and say, okay, I will. So you can show an example.
Gerald's still looking for all our campaigns here.
Oh, okay. General information. That's the problem with programs like this, not specifics.
Yeah.
General idea.
Gerald, I challenge you to find any program that's going to give away their campaigns. If they have case studies, they're old ones that don't work anymore, and that's why they're showing them to you. So you can find forums that offer that. They're out there. But I guarantee you if you copy what they did, you won't make any money. So you have to get out there, and you just have to take action. There's no shortcut. I know if there were one, somebody would be very rich for offering it, but there isn't one.
Yeah, exactly. You know what, just to give you guys a quick note here, anybody that's actually going to take action on this and put it into place and actually start a media buy, let me know, send me an email to my support, and I will absolutely help you. But I only want an email from the people that are actually going to take action from this and start implementing right away. I don't want to talk to anybody that's, doesn't have anything set up. It's not going to work like that. Like Will was just saying, we can't just hand everything over to you from a $10 WSO. Will has spent a lot of time and money and investment on teaching himself how to do it, as I did as well. So we can't just hand over the whole cake to you guys, obviously. But we are here to help you as much as we can,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, if you get going too, like that's on my side. I'm approaching 9,700 affiliates that I've trained on PPC Coach, and I can spot now the ones that are going to make it and the ones that aren't. And the ones that make it are the guys that email me or they post on the forum. They say, hey, I got this going and I'm wondering about this. I know that person's taking action, and I know if they stick with it, they're going to make it. But then if I get somebody who's emailing me asking me a million questions about things that do not even apply yet to them, I know they're just reading about it and they're not taking any action at all. And they're just hurting themselves.
Exactly.
Like it's so the shortcut is do it. That's the shortcut. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I think
Okay, so Candace is asking.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can review it for you, Candace, if you want. I mean, I can offer my opinion, and Kim can offer hers privately.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want, because it seems like you're definitely worried about it. But and that's good. You should, you want to make sure you're on the up and up. But email Kim or email me, and we'll have a look at it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm just trying to see if there are any other questions here. Make money, but you can show examples. What's that? Gerald, okay. You guys are running campaigns, making money, but you can't show examples. Wow.
Gerald, sorry, we're not showing you our campaigns, okay? So I apologize if that's what you came on for.
Okay, so Will, how about we open up the mic to a few people that want to get on live and really dig deep for a few minutes.
Sure. If anybody wants to talk about what they're doing right now, just post in here and we'll unmute you if you like.
Yeah, I just passed it back to you.
Okay.
Okay, where are we? Okay, another thing, Will, that I wanted to do, can you give me the link for the dollar trial for the membership site? Guys, Will is offering you guys, for anybody that didn't sign up, $1 to his media buy coach. It's absolutely amazing. It's got a ton of videos. It's going to walk you through everything. And you do have our support there as well. So, now's your chance to grab it for $1 at a, for the first month if that's what you want.
Yeah, I'm going to put, it's media buys. I'm just typing it in.
Yeah, if you can just shove it in the chat for them.
Right there. I'm just going to check, make sure that works. Yeah, that's the one. So it's mediabuyscoach.com/Kim. And that's, it's for 30 days for $1.
Okay.
And that's where if you're doing it too and you're stuck, that's exactly what that site is built for. It's a group of media buyers it's a community group coaching, and we help get people going. We help get them profitable, and I show them a lot of training, and I support them along the way. And we also support the WSO on there as well. There's a special section for it. So if you have questions on that and you want to join the forum, go for it.
Yeah, exactly. You also have the videos to ad shuffle that show you how to get started as well. So is there anybody with their hand up that wants to come on live and tell us what they're doing and if they're stuck in any way? I don't see anybody, but I don't know if you can tell from your side.
Get in the meter. Dean, yeah, I like Dean. I'm not going to read it, but good. Yes, I agree, Dean. Let me read this. Candace. Oh, okay. Well, here's a good testimonial.
I just read Dean as well.
Okay, so Dean, yes, Dean, you're right. But Candace, with this, so I do the PPC Coach site too. But by the way, I've taken PPC Coach and I've learned a ton. I've made 3,200 in the past 3 months from methods I've learned from Will. You really do have to take action and not wait for someone to give you all the answers. Thanks, guys, for your help. Absolutely.
Absolutely, Candace. You're on the right track.
Oh, here's one from Mark. Do you use any image tricks to get better CTRs on your ads?
No, if anything, Mark, what I would do is like the flash is just more eye-catchy, but image tricks, I don't have any. Do you, Will?
Yeah, there's actually a site. I think, like I know for Facebook ads, if you put like a red border around them, it tends to get, things like that. But there's a site, and it's not my site, but it's called crazyctr.com, and they actually have a program. You can sign up for free. It's a 7-day trial. You upload your image, and it'll give you a whole bunch of variations with those image tricks that you're talking about, all done for you. It's pretty powerful. If you're not good at doing the images yourself or editing them, like I'm on there right now. Not only can they put like a red border around it, but they can put like a heart shape in pink around it and crop it to go inside the heart. So it's just anything that will draw the eye to that image is good, and that's what the crazyctr.com site is all about. It boosts you for Facebook and Plenty of Fish. If you use that site with it, you'll do really well, and you can apply that to your media buys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anybody that wants to actually jump on live, or?
See in here. Just one from Albert. I was told that direct linking was pretty much not feasible anymore because the real pros do so much to boost the return by getting subscribers to lists and follow-up mailing, etc., that they can afford to pay way more for an ad, so we can't compete with them. Do you find this is true? I have found it to be the case when I tried the simple self-serve ad networks. You can do it yourself too, though. So why not build your own list and advertise to that? Because the lifetime value of a person is a lot more than the one-time sale value. So I think you can compete with them, personally. I wouldn't shy away from that at all.
Okay, I'm just shooting Candace my email so she can get the review of information. I'll also send it to Will as well, Candace.
Okay. Another one from Juan. What's the difference between PPC Coach and Media Buys Coach? PPC focuses on AdWords, Facebook, 7Search, Ezanga, LookSmart, Miva, all the pay-per-click traffic networks. It's totally dedicated to that. It's the largest pay-per-click forum on the internet right now. Media Buys Coach focuses only on media buys. So I tend, like, I know there's other sites that cover everything, but and that's fine. But these sites are just more specialist type sites. Oh, here's a question. Do animated GIFs work best as banners or Flash?
No, they work well for me.
Yeah, I think so too. Anytime you can draw the eye.
Yeah, that's exactly,
You know, it's
if you notice that a lot of my banners, they were constantly flashing. And yeah, I use those quite a bit.
Yeah.
And yes, there will be a webinar replay.
And Gerald, no, I understand. He's fine. Yeah. He just wants to try to expose any holes if there are any. I totally understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Juan, I missed how to get traffic on credit. Juan, pretty much all you need to do is like I was stating to everybody else in the beginning of the webinar, the contracts that were given to you guys, what you want to do is, in the front of the report, it tells you to sign up with Duns & Brad, but it's absolutely not necessary. It just looks good on your resume when you're actually applying to the large ad networks. what I essentially would do is I would have my Duns and Brad number. You don't need it though. I would make sure that I have minimum 3 references from somebody in the internet world, and it doesn't mean that I had to actually run traffic on their website. I just use them as a reference, and the person that you're using is well aware of this. So if they do get a phone call from the ad network, obviously they're going to say, yeah, Juan did run traffic, he paid his bill on time, he's a good guy to work with, and that's pretty much it. If they did check, majority of the time they didn't even make the phone call. So when it comes down to it, you're negotiating a 30-day net, meaning if your flight dates start today, which is May the 10th, you're running up until June the 10th. You're not going to have to pay that bill until June the 10th. So it's just a matter of learning the lingo, negotiating the traffic, make sure that you have the 3 references in place. I'm pretty sure that Will is allowing you guys to use him as references. Is that correct, Will? Or
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's if you guys join up for the membership, of course. But yeah, you can also use myself. But yeah, it's just a matter of having your references in place and negotiating. Some of them are going to come straight out and say, no, we need it up front. We need you to pay something. But you'll find a lot of them, it's not a problem. You just have to weed them out. It's a numbers game.
Mm-hmm. And even if the guys that say you have to pay up front, they will go to credit eventually.
Yeah.
They're just playing it safe, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. At the beginning, I was getting, $5,000 a month on credit, and I was getting so good with talking on the phone that I was upping that to $25,000 insertion orders on credit for like 60 days. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of getting comfortable in your shoes and, saying the right things.
And I'll tell you too, on AdWords, before I had that account banned,
Me too.
I had my terms with AdWords were 150,000 credit a month, and I had 45 days to pay them back from the end of the month. And I did that just by negotiating and saying, no, that's not good enough, I need more. And they kept coming back with better and better and better. So if you ask, you don't know until you ask. So aim high, and you, even if you get half of what you really want, that's pretty good, on credit.
Yeah, exactly. Testimonial, by the way, PPC Coach is awesome. Not much money yet, but taking a stab at I am marketing. Thanks, Will.
Cool.
That was from Owen. That's what it is. It's action.
Yep. It's all about taking action. And
guys,
getting support, too.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, well, if there's no other questions, I guess we'll wrap it up. Again, guys, like me and Will stated, it's just a matter of going strong at it. And, if you're in the midst of trying to put together your first media buy, keep us up to date as to what's going on, and, we'll try to give you the best amount of help that we can. But like I said, if you can afford it, join Will's coaching program. We'll be in there. You'll be able to watch the webinar or the videos, and we can assist you along as well. Mm-hmm. So I guess that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming on. Appreciate it, and we'll get this posted. And if you want the link, we'll probably get it up on YouTube. And Kim or I will have it.
The back end as well on the download page for everybody.
Perfect. Okay, everybody.
Guys. Well, everybody, have a good night.
Yeah, you have a good night too, Kim.
Okay, you too, Will. Bye-bye.
See you later.